Čau, já jsem Fileman a vítám vás u dalšího dílu z Gotika 2. V minulém díle jsme prozkoumali část města, původní plán byl prozkoumat to město celé, ale to město je o trochu větší, než jsem si ho pamatoval. Takže v dnešním díle budeme pokračovat. Důvod, proč dělám úvod na tomhle místě a ne tam, kde jsme minule skončili, je ten, že ten týpek, co tam stojí na té plošince a hlásí nějaké novinky, mi do toho neustále kecal a já jsem prostě nebyl schopný ten úvod udělat. Tak a my se teda vydáme dál prozkoumávat město, protože tamhle ten týpek nám do toho zase začal kecat a už se od něj chci vzdálit pryč, protože mě to už začíná velice štvát. Takže tady máme Haničku. Takže já se tady zeptám na nějaké otázky ohledně města. A pověz mi něco o městě.
Corinthus is one of the wealthiest cities within the kingdom, even if it doesn't look like it at the moment. But since the Orc War started, trade has almost come to a complete standstill. The king has requisitioned the entire merchant fleet for military service, which means that hardly any ships come into the harbor now. So, the supply of goods is very scarce now, and many citizens of the town are very worried. Nobody really knows what the future will bring. There's basically nothing we can do but wait and see what happens. It's not like we can change anything.
Where can I buy something around here?
The market is directly in front of the door. You should be able to find everything there. There are a few more shops and craftsmen on the other side of town. Most of them are near the other city gate. Also, there's a fishmonger in the harbor district. His shop is right at the harbor. He's easy to find.
Naštěstí toho moc dalších otázek nemám.
I'm looking for a room.
Ah, you're in the right place then.
One of the paladins told me that I could spend the night here for free.
Yes. Just go up the stairs. We still have 1 or 2 beds free.
To je pohodička.
Why do the paladins pay for everything?
I don't know what that's all about either. For one thing, I think they want to get all the poor suckers off the streets so they don't make any mischief. And for another, they want to get on the good side of the traveling traders. Now that the farmers are rebelling, we have to rely on the traders for provisions. Besides, I think they want to improve the morale in the city a bit. Lord Andre has even arranged for free beer to be given out at the Gala Square.
Kdo tady zrovna
Who's staying
je?
here at the moment?
Almost all of them are traveling traders from the market.
Aha.
Don't even think about messing with their stuff. I don't want any trouble here.
Asi
Almost
stejný.
all of them are.
Aha.
Don't even.
Ne, jo, máme. OK, tak tady toho víc není. Já se tam jdu podívat nahoru.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
Tak tam se nedostanu. Ale pamatuju si, kam to vede. Koukám, jestli tady nikdo nemá nějakou bedínku, ale tyjo. Nikdo tady bedínky žádný nemá. No celkově, tyjo, v té dvojice... Ne, já jsem si myslel, že to bude jakoby lampa, za kterou zatáhnu a něco se stane, ale asi ne. Celkově v té dvojice tak je prostě mnohem míň beden.
Hey you, I have a proposition for you.
What do you want?
I want my old stall in the marketplace back.
Jo, to je tady ten
Sarah
týpek.
snatched it away from me, but she has had that spot long enough. I want her to give up the stall.
And what's my part in this?
I will give you a letter to stick in her pocket. Then you go to Andre and tell him that Sarah is selling weapons to Onar. She lands in prison, you pocket the bounty, and I get the stall. You have 2 days to accomplish this.
What's in it for me?
When I have the stall, you will get a weapon from me, and a damned good one.
To je ten týpek, co mi nabízel tu propustku do města. Já jsem to odmítnul. A já jsem si teda původně myslel, že se tady ta situace jakoby nestane, ale ona se stane i tak. Co se stane, když
What will
odmítnu?
happen if I refuse to do that?
That would be truly stupid of you, because you see, I know that you're an escaped convict. If that gets around, it could do considerable harm to your situation in the city.
No, tyjo. Jako já mu asi teďka povím, jako že to udělám,
Alright, looks like
ale
I've
nevím,
got no
jestli to
choice.
udělám.
You're a clever lad. Here is the letter.
How am I supposed to foist the letter on her?
Let her show you her wares, and while she does, you hide the letter on her. And bear in mind, I am an influential man in the city, so don't try to play me for a fool.
OK. Já se
Show
podívám, co
me
máš za
take
zboží. Já, vypadá to, že nic nového nemám. I když já bych mu mohl něco prodat, ne? No, i když já toho taky jako moc nemám, no. Tady šipky mu můžu dát. Hele, to je ten amulet vlastně. Ten si chci vyzkoušet, ten jsme získali v minulém díle.
Don't you have a job? First, voice
okay.
the do
Jo,
that,
jo.
and don't try to.
OK. Tak jo. Tak pokecáme si tady s obchodníkem.
Welcome, stranger. My name is Baltram. Have you
Baltram.
come to stock up on food? I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you. I don't have much in stock right now, but I'll be getting a new delivery soon.
Novou dodávku, jo. Tak, nemáš nějakou práci? Potřebuji nutně
Have you got
peníze.
a job for me?
No, I already have an errand boy.
No,
Try the other merchants.
OK. Tak jsem si myslel, že mi poví trochu víc, ale asi úplně ne. Amulet života 400 životů. Tak to si myslím, že je docela dost, jo. Ale všechno to stojí tolik peněz. Tak jo, koho tady máme dál? Máme ty... S tímhle týpkem už jsem mluvil, ten byl na začátku, nebo se mi to zdá.
What are you doing here?
I wouldn't know how that is any of your business. Get lost!
Jo, tak to je někdo jiný tady ten, OK.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Kdo pak jsi ty?
I'm Zurus, master of potions. Do you need an essence of healing or a magic elixir? Then you've come to the right place.
No, ten by mohl mít zajímavé věci.
Do you brew your own potions?
No, I either get them from the monastery or I buy them from Constantino, the alchemist. If you're interested in brewing potions, then talk to him. He needs an assistant. But he's too pig-headed to hire someone himself. He's just as stubborn as a mule. He always passes me when he goes out on the east gate to collect plants for his potions.
You don't say. You don't say.
Where exactly does Constantino gather his herbs?
He always goes through the eastern city gate here and then disappears into the wilderness to the left. He once told me that just about everything grows there, except for King Sorrel.
Ten roste kde?
Has Constantino ever told you where to find King Sorrel?
I once heard him say that the stuff grows near stone circles, near Lobart's farm. That's a farm near the other gate. There's one of those stone circles. I think it's on a hill. It used to be a grave or something.
He simply.
Jo, to si myslím, že pamatuju, kde to je. To vím.
Show me your wares.
Co prodáváš? Taky opasky, amulet osvícení. To taky nevypadá vůbec špatně. Božská moc hvězd. Je mi to k něčemu, tyjo? Dá mi to něco? Nějakou zkušenost nebo něco? Docela silný kouzla má hnedka takhle na začátek. OK. Tak, koho tady máme dál? Ale to je ten pirát.
One more thing.
Listen, kid. I've got important things. We'll talk again later.
OK, já jsem si myslel, že se s tím budu moc pokecat nějak víc, ale asi ne.
I am Hacken, the weapons dealer. Every man should carry a weapon these days, especially when venturing outside of the city walls.
Nemůžu než nesouhlasit. Nebo spíš naopak, nemůžu než souhlasit.
Do you know anything about the paladins?
Yes. Those guys are ruining my business. All you can buy in this entire town is a short sword at most. They've helped themselves to anything that's longer than a foot and a half. In return, I now get to live in the hotel free of charge.
Tak aspoň má ubytování zadarmo, no.
Where do you get your weapons from?
Harad the smith has been my supplier up to now. Now all he does is make stuff for the paladins. He works for those guys day and night like a madman, without pay. He thinks it's his duty. All I can offer you now is my remaining stock.
Jako tomu kovářovi to fakt nezávidím, že tam maká, nedostane za to ani zaplaceno.
What do you know about the disappearances of the citizens of Corinthus?
I have seen many pass through the eastern city gate. Some of those who came I had never seen before in my life. And many of those who went out never came back. But what happened the other day was really quite strange.
There was this fellow who came here. I think his name is Joe. He bragged that he would soon come into some serious money. He claimed that he knew how to get into one of the city towers, where the militia keep their arms. I haven't seen him since, even though I used to bump into him around the same time every day. I reported this to the militia. I thought that maybe he had been caught and thrown into the dungeon, but Lord Andre had no idea what I was talking about. He didn't even know the fella.
Zajímavý. Možná bude stále v nějaký té věži.
Harrod told me about the attack by bandits.
Oh? And?
He'll give me his approval to be accepted as an apprentice if I hunt down the bandits.
Good old Harrod. That must be his way of saying he's sorry that he can't produce any weapons for me at the moment.
What do you know about the bandits?
What do I know about them? They robbed me on my way to the city, and I'm not the only one. They've been up to their tricks for quite a while. The militia tried to track them down, but without any success.
No, se o něj postarám časem.
Where did they hold you up?
Near Akhil's farm. Just go out of the city gate from here, and follow the road to the right. After a while, you'll get to a few steps. The bastards came from there. I bet they have their hideout back there in the woods.
Ale se. Počkej, nemáš ponětí, blablabla. No, zkusíme tohle
Do you know who in the militia took part in the search?
The fellow's name is Pablo. He and a few others went looking for the bandits, but they didn't find them.
Do you know where I can find Pablo?
He patrols around the city. You'll find him either at the Temple Square or in the lower part of town.
Pabla už jsem potkal, to vím.
I'll deal with it.
What? You want to take on the bandits? By yourself? You're quite a good fighter, huh?
How much is the matter worth to you?
You want to get in Harrod's good books, don't you? I don't think I should have to pay you for this.
Jsem si myslel, že mi něco dá, nějaký peníze
Tell me
za
more
to.
about the area around the city.
It's gotten too dangerous out there. Because of the bandits, for one thing. And also on account of wild beasts. Even the animals don't seem to get enough to eat in these crappy times. They're venturing closer to the city all the time.
Tak se ještě podíváme, co máš za zboží. OK, nějaký zbraně. Ne, stejně žádnou z nich nemůžu použít, takže je mi to asi jedno. Vlčí zub. A to vypadá pěkný, to je pěkný meč. Já bych chtěl kovat meče, to je docela lákavý. Tady totiž je možný kovat nejen jeden nějaký základní typ, jako v jedničce, jako v prvním díle, ale fakt se tady dají vykovat jeden z nejlepších zbraní ve hře. Tak, to seš ty ještě.
Innos be with you, stranger. If you're looking for a good selection for the traveler, then you're in the right place. But I'm warning you, if you're planning on helping yourself without paying, I'll call the city guard.
Just a moment. Do I look like a thief?
Ah, you won't be the first one to make off with my things today.
Někdo ho ukradl už.
Somebody stole from you.
I can't prove it. The fellow was damn clever. Introduced himself as Ringaroo, if that really is his right name. He's been hanging around the marketplace the last few days. And every evening he gets plastered at the beer stand down the street. I bet the bastard is drinking my money. I only looked away for a moment, and my purse was gone.
What do you know about the Thieves Guild?
Listen, if you get my gold back for me from that Rengaroo fellow, I'll tell you what I know.
Kolik ti vzal,
I
to
can
by
get
mě
your gold
zajímalo.
back for you.
Oh, and why would you do that?
Ale za odměnu chci část zlata. Jak se dostat do cechu zlodějů? To ne, to první ne, to je mi k ničemu. Část zlata, jako zlata by se mi hodilo a ten cech zlodějů... Co kdyby zkusil tohle?
I'm looking for clues to the Thieves Guild.
I might well be able to help you. Listen, if you get my gold back for me from that Rengaroo fellow, I'll tell you what I know.
Okay.
How much gold was in that purse?
50 gold pieces.
50
That's
zlaťáků
quite a
jenom,
lot in
jo.
these crappy times.
OK. Já jsem teda zvažoval, že bych si řekl jako peníze, že aby mi dal část peněz, ale jako kdyby mi dal část z 50 zlaťáků, to mě fakt už tolik nevytrhne.
Why didn't you call the city guard? The guards only respond if a thief is caught in the act. And when I noticed my purse was missing, the bastard was already gone.
OK, uvidíme,
I'll
co
see
se dá
what I
dělat.
can do. Be careful. If you just knock the bastard down, the city guard will get involved. Lately, things have been getting really tough here. Since the paladins came to town, the guards have been cracking down on brawlers. So think of something. I shall.
OK. Tohle,
Listen, if you
jasně, tam mi k tomu nic nepoví, můžu se ještě zeptat něco dalšího?
how's it going? Have you caught him? And much more importantly, do you have my gold?
Ne, tak ještě ne,
I'm still.
OK.
Then see to it that.
OK.
Show me your.
Podívám se, co prodává. No to vypadá, že prodává jenom jídlo, ale má tady i nějaký další jiné věci. Šípy. Ty by se mi hodily, protože já mám jenom 8 šípů. Já mu tady prodám tady ty šipky. Meč si nechám, tady to prodám. Co bych mu ještě hodil? Já toho mám fakt málo, no. Tak jo. Tady máme mága ohně, s ním pokecáme, ale ještě si tady chci pokecat s tou Sarah. Tý mám totiž propašovat ten dopis, ale to dělat... Či vlastně já se můžu podívat ten dopis, že jo? Když se tady podívám... Kde pak to je zpráva? Tady to je ono. Jasně.
How's business?
When the paladins came, I first thought that it was a good business opportunity. But they let Herod make their weapons, and neither Hakon nor I make even one gold piece off them. Moreover, the farmers no longer supply us with food, and all the prices have gone up. It's only a small consolation that the paladins are paying my hotel bill.
What's the problem with the farmers?
They refuse to deliver their goods. Now that the ships no longer come in, the city depends entirely on the supplies provided by the farmers, of course. An owner, the largest farmer, has hired mercenaries to protect his farm from the city guards. Otherwise, they'd simply snatch the goods for themselves. But the mercenaries don't just guard Onar's farm. They come as far as the small farms outside of town to intimidate the farmers. I saw them as I was passing Akil's farm. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes now.
No, zajímavý.
Where will I find Akil's farm?
If you go out of the east gate here and follow the road to the right, you'll come to a stairway. It leads up to Akil's farm, but I wouldn't go there now. The mercenaries are certainly still there.
Tak, co máš za zboží?
Wares.
Já bych jí mohl tady propašovat ten dopis, ale já to nechci dělat. Abych jí takhle prostě falešně obvinil. Prsten života, zase šípy, OK. Bojové kopí. To je jedno, stejně nemám peníze. Tak, ještě tady pokecáme teda s tím mágem. A získáme od něj požehnání.
Hey, you!
What can I do for you? Are you seeking spiritual comfort? Do you want to direct a prayer to our Lord Enos, or donate some gold for his church?
Jsou nějak vysazený na peníze ty mágové ohně.
Where do you come from?
I come from the monastery of the magicians, which lies in the mountains. We accept everyone there who is pure of heart and feels the desire to serve our almighty Lord Enos.
A co děláš ve městě?
What are you doing in town?
I have discussions with the paladins and support the citizens with my advice and with helpful words. Particularly in these difficult times, it is our duty to be there for the people and to help the poor.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Co mi povíš o Inosovi?
Tell me about Enos.
Enos, our almighty Lord, is the light and the fire. He chooses humans to be his tool, giving them magic and laws. We act in his name. We administer justice according to his will and preach his word.
I don't believe that.
Tell me more about the monastery.
We instruct our students in all forms of magic, but the arts of the magicians of fire consist of more than these alone. We are also well versed in the art of alchemy and in the creation of powerful runes. We also make excellent wine.
No jo, vínečko. Nedivil bych se, kdyby se pár noviců přidalo jenom kvůli vínu.
I need to talk to the paladins. Can you help me get to them?
Well, you need access to the upper end of town. However, this is allowed only to citizens and the city guard. And of course, to us, magicians of fire.
How can I become a fire magician?
You must join our order as a novice. When you have served for a time, perhaps you will be accepted into the ranks of the magicians. However, the path to acceptance is long and full of work and study.
Tak, teď si dáme to požehnání.
I've come to get your blessing.
That's good. That's good. Then you will probably want to donate gold to the Holy Church of Innos.
Ne, to úplně nechci.
Actually, I wanted your blessing so I can sign on as an apprentice in the lower part of town.
But my son, without a modest donation to the church,
It
is impossible for me to bless you. How else can I be certain of your good intentions toward the Holy Church of Innos?
No, prostě není fyzicky možné, aby mi požehnal bez toho, aniž bych mu dal nějaký peníze.
So, how much does a donation usually run to here?
Well, that depends on what percentage you want to give,
Jo, takhle
son.
ještě, aha.
Let me see how much you brought. You have more than 100 gold pieces. The Lord says give if you have. The church accepts your generous donation.
Počkej, kolik jsem mu dal?
I bless you in the
Pade.
name of Innos, for he is light and righteousness.
Tak to jdi do hajzlu. Pade? Já jsem mu je ani nedal, on mi je prostě vzal z kapsy. Ty vole, to... Ty vole, nemohl bych si ty peníze... Já si to tady zkusím naloudovat. Nemohl bych si ty peníze někam uschovat do nějaký bedínky. No, ale tady je někde nějaká bedínka. Já se tady zaběhnu podívat, jestli najdu nějakou bedínku, kam bych si ty peníze mohl uložit. Tak, já jsem si tady zkusil doběhnout na farmu z prvního dílu. A zkusím si ty penízky uložit tady. A vezmu si sebou jenom jeden zlaťák. A uvidíme, kolik po mně bude chtít teďka peněz. Tak jo, tak schválně, kolik bude chtít teďka peněz. Já jsem chudý. Ačkej, tak to je novinka, OK. Tak zkusím... Já jsem chudý? Ne, zkusím tady to.
So, how much does a donation usually run to here?
Well, you're a poor soul, ain't you? Keep the little you have.
A to požehnání bude jako nějaký? Oči, ale on mi nedal to, nebo dal mi to požehnání? Zkusíme, že dole. Jasně, víme.
I am poor.
So, you are impoverished. No wonder in these times. Take this gold.
On mi dá peníze ještě.
But you should look for work. Then you will see how quickly gold comes to you. And then you may give to the Church of Innos as she has given to you.
Nice. Peníze zdarma. Tak to jsem netušil, že takhle funguje. OK, ale dal mi to požehnání, nebo mi ho nedal? Požehnání bohu. Mi nechtěl požehnat, nejspíš budu muset nejdřív poskytnout nějaké zlato jako milodar. Aha.
Wait a minute.
OK, tak počkej, tak co bych mu dal zpátky ty jeho peníze?
I want
jako
to make
dar.
a donation.
Jo, jasně, takže musím minimálně dopadnout. OK. Hele, ale dobrý, vydělal jsem si 20 zadarmo, takže já si jdu doběhnout zpátky pro zbytek svých peněz a nechám si od něj požehnat. Tak, penízky, pojďte zpátky ke mně. To by byl docela šok, kdyby tam nebyli. Tak, jdeme zpátky za mágem. Tak a teď bych tě poprosil o to požehnání.
I want to make a donation.
Dáme mu tady pade.
I bless you in the name of Innos, for he is light and righteousness.
Tak, já ti děkuju, mám požehnání. Co teďka? Teď si můžu vlastně pokecat s tímhle týpkem, ten totiž očividně okradl tamhle toho týpka.
Jorah says you've got his money.
Damn it! I'm out of here!
Já tě chytím. Týpek je docela naspítovaný. Ale mě neuteče, protože ho stále mám na dohled. A hlavně vím, kam utíká. On totiž běží sem. Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Hey, what do you want from me? Huh?
You stole from Jorah in broad daylight, and he even saw you do it. So I've come to tell you that you're a lousy thief and that...
A že? Uděláš líp, když mi to hned vrátíš. Zasloužím si nějaký podíl na kořisti. To ne, tu dvojku ne, ale já bych jako chtěl nějakou část těch peněz.
I deserve a share of the loot. All right, looks like I have no choice. I'll share half with you.
Ne, já chci všechno.
No, you give me everything.
So you're plundering me. Well, you take the gold then and now leave me alone.
Ne. Já nechci na něj být zlej, protože on je od těch zlodějů a já se k němu chci dostat. Takže si to ještě jednou takhle naloadujem. Gacha. A ty peníze by se mi fakt hodily, no.
And now, you tell me who you are.
I'm nothing but a poor wretch, trying to make ends meet one way or another. What else can I do? I can't find a job in town.
All right, I see. Spare me your whining.
Jo, takhle. Jasně, takže tady jsou stejné možnosti. No, tak dáme tady tu možnost.
All right, looks like I have no choice.
OK, vezmu si od něj půlku, to mi bude stačit.
All right, give me half then.
Here's your half, and now let me go.
Nevím, jestli tam má nějaký vliv, kdybych mu vzal všechno.
I should turn you into the militia.
What else do you want? I've got nothing left. Let me go, man.
Strať se. To ne.
Why would I want to do that?
In the city, it's always good to know the right people and to stay on their good side. I could put in a good word for you. I can't and won't say more. The rest is up to you.
OK.
Get lost and don't show your face around here again.
Oh, you won't regret this. Thanks, man.
Super, to jsem chtěl tohle.
Wait a minute.
Můžu ještě jednou s tou pokecat?
So, doing all right?
What else do you want?
OK. Tak jo, tak jdeme dál. Tak jo, tak tady jsem od něj získal ty peníze zpátky, takže já je zaběhnu dát zpátky tomu obchodníkovi. Tak, tady tam máš zpátky ty peníze.
About the thief.
Yes, how's it going? Have you caught him? And much more importantly, do you have my gold?
Utekl mi, ještě na tom pracuju. Vlastně já jsem ho nechal jít, jo, takže
He
utekl
got
mi.
away from me.
And what about my gold? Did he get away with it?
And it's gonna get even worse.
Že bych mu ty peníze dal zpátky?
Here's the 50 gold pieces
Ale
he
jo,
stole
za ty
from me.
zkušenosti to stojí,
Innos
jasně.
be praised. There is still justice in the city.
A co, nějaká
I
odměna?
want part of the gold as a reward.
If it's gold you want, then hunt down the thieves and collect the bounty from Lord
No takhle,
Andre.
aha.
Now, I must get back to my customers.
Tyhle, aspoň nějak odvděčit jako slušnost, ne? Co
What
tady
do
to?
you know about the Thieves Guild?
Right. Listen up.
No,
You
tak.
haven't heard anything of what I'm about to tell you from me, capiche? There are shady characters who frequent the dockside inn. I bet the landlord knows a thing or two. If you're planning to track down the thieves, You should go talk to him. You could act like you're up to something crooked, for example. Maybe he'll fall for it, but be very careful. These people are not to be trifled with.
Tak aspoň nějaký užitečný info, no, když už nic jinýho. Tak, kam bychom ještě zašli? Tady, to je asi domov, něčí domov. Já chci zajít za tím Pablem, protože s ním jsem si měl pokecat ohledně těch zlodějů, pokud si to pamatuju správně. A Pabla jsem viděl naposledy tady. Že by to byl on? Ne, to není. Tak bude možná tady ten? Hoši, proč vypadáte stejně? Tak bude stát tady, ne? OK, tak on nestojí ani tady. Tak teď vůbec nevím, kde by mohl být. No nic, tak se asi jdeme podívat do té přístavní čtvrti. Kdo seš ty?
What do you want?
I wanted to have a look around here.
Then where exactly are you headed?
Co je tu zajímavého k vidění?
Things are there to see here?
There's a cat house here and a tavern. The landlord's name is Cardiff. If it's information you want, he'll be the right person to talk to. Do you need money, by the way?
Jako peníze by se hodily, no.
Are you giving it away?
No, but right across the street here is the house of Lamar, the moneylender. I'm sure he'll give you a few gold pieces. Just go ahead.
Do you work for Lamar?
Smart kid.
Really? How interesting.
Has anything exciting happened lately?
Not long ago, the city guards turned the entire harbor district upside down. They were searching for stolen property. There've been plenty of thefts here lately, especially in the better quarters. They're obviously trying to blame the poor suckers at the harbor for everything.
Has anything exciting happened?
Not long ago, they were there.
Okay?
Actually, I was on my way to the upper quarter.
Yeah, right. And I was about to board a ship and have it take me to the king for an audience. People like you and me haven't been allowed in the upper quarter since the paladins came.
That's an open secret.
Are you a citizen of this town?
If you mean do I live here? Yeah. But still they won't let me into the upper quarter. Only the tots can get in there, or the merchants and craftsmen from the lower end of town. The people from the harbor district don't carry much weight in Corinth. There isn't even a regular militia patrol down here.
How interesting.
Tak aspoň vás tady nikdo neotravuje. Tak jo, zkusíme zajít za tím týpkem, co půjčuje peníze. Ale půjčovat si asi nic nechci.
How's it going?
How much do you want?
What do you mean, how much?
I'm the money lender and you came to me. What could you want from me? Money, of course.
No idea. You tell me.
Well, lend me some money.
Sure. How much would you like? I charge 20%.
Tisícovka. Půjčil by mi tisícovku?
1,000 gold coins.
You got a couple of screws loose or something? I'll give you 100. And don't forget, I want it back tomorrow.
Ale já je nechtěl. Tak počkej, tak to ne. Já jsem jim chtěl vyzkoušet, jestli by mi půjčil litr. Tak si pokecáme s tím ještě jednou, ať máme hotovou konverzaci. A jinak peníze ale nechci. Zlatý kalich. Ty se budou hodit. Tak. Tady to jsou asi jen domečky. Dalo by se tady někde něco nenápadně uloupit? Asi ne, co? Ahoj, Alvina.
Hey, you! Boy, that lunatic's hammering is wearing me down.
Who are you talking about?
Can't you hear that hammering? Who do you think hammers all day long in the harbor district? I mean that lunatic felon. He takes the hammer to his hut every day.
A jako taky by mě to štvalo, no, kdyby tady někdo do něčeho mlátil neustále.
Me is the one that answers to the name of Lucy. That's my wife, Lucy. The sheep belong to the militia. All the sheep they collect from the farmers, they bring to me.
Ten jeho smích.
And how are the sheep?
Felon's hammering is going to drive them crazy. One of these days, they'll go completely to pieces.
Tak jo.
I could take care of Felon.
You want to help me? What's in it for you?
You tell me.
Oh, that's how it is. All right, if you can get him to stop hammering, I'll pay you 25 gold pieces. But I'll tell you one thing right now. You can't talk to the guy. He's nuts. The only thing that will help is a few decent punches.
Tak dostane pár facek, uvidíme.
I'll see what I can do.
You can think about it. Remember, I'll pay you 25 gold coins.
Tak jo. Tady by měla být i ta jeho žena někde. Hele, ovce. Ne, počkej, to je sekera.
You've got
Jo,
no business being. Hey,
já vím,
you're
že
not
jo,
quite
já
as
vím, že
stupid
jo.
as you look.
Aha, tak s tou jeho ženou si pokecat nemůžu. Pokecáme se s tím týpkem, co tady do toho buší. Felan. Felane, nech toho.
Why are you hammering?
For days now, I've been desperately trying to fix the leaks in my house. The rafters have been crumbling away ever since we had those rainfalls recently. Soon everything's gonna come down around my ears.
Okay.
Hey, you! Hello? Are you feeling quite well?
Fine, just as long as I manage to get all this repaired in time.
Hey!
Tak jo. Tak
Could
teď mu to
you
vysvětlíme.
stop hammering?
No, I have to finish this.
No horší bude, když mě on zmlátí. Prostě přestaň bušit, fajn? Zkusím tohle.
Just quit hammering, okay?
Just try not to bug me too much, okay?
I'll give you 10 gold pieces if you stop that hammering.
Hey, that's very generous of you. But as to your gold, you can... Well, you know what you can do with it.
No nic to, tak
Stop
tě
that
zmlátím.
hammering or I'll break every bone in your body.
Forget it, or I'll knock some sense into your head with my
Snad mě
hammer.
nezačne hnedka mlátit. Ne, nezačne, OK. No, tak začnu mlátit já jeho. Doufám, že ho budu moci zmlátit.
You'll regret this.
Jo, to bude. Pohoda. Nice. Ještě si vezmu jeho věci. Jabko, mňam. 2 kladiva má dokonce. Kdyby jedno ztratil, tak ať může mlátit dalším kladivem. Tak jo, hele, ale počkej, já teďka mohl bych tady něco čmajznout. Nebo doběhne někdo další. Ona běží další postava. Nic, bohužel nechce nic.
Don't you try that again.
Ještě si s tou pokecám.
Wait a minute.
Smart kid.
Okay, so you beat
Smart
me.
kid.
Some heroic deed that was.
Will you stop hammering now or do I have to thrash you again?
No, don't hit me anymore. I'll stop. But if everything collapses around here, it'll be your fault.
Já se omlouvám, ale já prostě potřebuju zlato, je mi líto. Tak, teď to tady dojdeme povědět Alvinovi.
you! Felon will hammer no longer.
Hear that? No more hammering. At last, I thought the fellow would never quit. You've done me a huge favor. You know what? I'll give you 30 gold pieces.
Nice, dokonce jsem dostal ještě dýško, navíc peníze. Tam mně se zdá, že mám furt stejně peněz. I když vlastně já jsem dával za to požehnání peníze, takže teď jsem si udělal zpátky to, co jsem získal. Ale se tady se pořádají nějaké souboje. Já se tady doléčím. Tyjo, sír, počkej, kolik mám životů? Hele, to je 15. Tak to mě vyléčí tak akorát. Mohl bych si zabojovat?
What are you doing here?
This is my home. But if you mean, what do I do all day? I arrange fights.
Ooh.
You arrange fights?
Every day, from noon until evening. And right here, behind the warehouse in the Harbor District. Home sweet home.
Tak tady bych si možná mohl vydělat nějaký peníze.
You live behind the warehouse?
It's only temporary. When you have as much gold as I do, you can afford a little luxury. I was a drill instructor in the army, but I left that bunch to seek my fortune in adventure. Now I've wound up in this shithole. My last 100 gold pieces went to the guards at the city gate, so I'm seeing to it that I come into money again. I even had to sell my sword.
Takže taky musel podplatit stráže.
Can you train me?
If you really want to learn how to fight, then go up against me. The lesson is no extra charge.
Can you train me?
If you really want to learn...
Tak, co víš o té
What do you know
válce?
about the war against the orcs?
There's not much to tell. The war has been going on for too long. The country people are starving. Everywhere there are peasant revolts that are put down mercilessly by the king. But there's just too many of them. If the war doesn't end soon, the realm will fall apart.
Tak jo, ale já už bych si chtěl docela zabojovat, takže ještě se zeptám na ten
To whom
meč.
did you sell the sword?
I swapped it with a trader in the marketplace for some stuff. The guy's called Jorah. The torches and the bit of meat that he gave me are long used up.
He isn't likely to give me the sword for nothing.
It's an old sword. He won't want much for it. Just think of the money as an extra stake for the fight.
OK.
What are the rules for the fight?
Quite simple. All regular weapons are allowed, no bows or crossbows, and no magic. We fight until one of us drops. And as soon as one of us is flat on his back, it's over. Got it? Whoever leaves the ring is out. So if you quit, I win. The stake is 50 gold coins. If you win, you get 100 back. If not, well, then your money is down the drain. Got it?
Yep.
Co kdybych chtěl bojovat? To asi nepůjde, když nemá ten meč,
Do you
že?
have 50 gold pieces?
Nebo můžu? Tak jo, zkusíme.
Here you are.
We have a new challenger.
Oh, nice.
The bets are placed. Are you ready?
Jdeme na to.
Come here.
Then let's see what you can do.
Give it your all.
OK, týpek má docela hodně životů, ty jo. Oh, no, tak tohle asi nebude úplně jednoduchý. Tak to ne. Tak to zkusíme ještě jednou.
We have the bets. Are you ready?
Jo, jdeme
Come
na to.
here.
Then let's...
Ty vole. Ale takhle by to možná šlo. Jo, takhle to půjde. A teď bych to... Nice, to zkušeností. Já si od tebe vezmu to kilo, vlastně padne moje, že jo? Tak. Teda myslel jsem si, že ho nedám, ale naštěstí to vyšlo. Já si počkám, až se probudí. Počkej, podívám se, kolik mám 10 síly, 10 obratnosti. Takže úplný základ. Opasek síly. Jsem si mohl maličko pomoct.
My head. Oh, man. You packed quite a punch.
To
I
teda.
see you already took your gold. You could have waited until I gave it to you. I keep my word. And one more thing. No one talks about what goes on behind the warehouse. The militia puts everyone who does the slightest thing here behind bars. And those boys don't like to see betting on fights.
OK, beru na vědomí. Můžeme si zabojovat ještě jednou?
I want to fight against you.
Nah. Before I go up against you again, I need a better weapon. I had to sell my sword a few days ago. With that, baby, I'm unbeatable. If you get it back from me, I'll take you on again.
OK, tak zajdeme pro ten jeho meč. Ten má ten jeden obchodník. A takže jdeme tam zaběhnout. Tak, jdeme se zeptat na ten jeho meč.
Alric says you got his sword.
Do you mean that ragged fellow who traded his weapon to me for a few torches and chunks of meat?
That's him.
I still have the sword.
How much do you want for it?
Well, for you... so what? Here, take it. After all, you did help me get my gold back.
Nice, tak aspoň něco. Tak a teďka mě ještě napadlo, že bych mohl zajít za tím kapitánem stráží, nebo teďka nevím, jak se jmenuje, a zkusil bych napráskat tady toho týpka, že se snaží falešně obvinit tu jednu obchodnici, jestli to půjde. Já vím, že to bude mít následky a že ty následky nebudou pěkný, ale chci to prostě udělat. Protože prostě nechci být zlej a dělat ošklivý špatné věci. Kromě mlátění lidí s kladivem. Tohle.
I've come to collect the bounty
Jestli to
for a
tak půjde.
criminal.
Jo, aha, jo.
Canthar the merchant is trying to get rid of Sarah.
Sarah? The weapons merchant in the marketplace?
I was supposed to foist a letter on Sarah, which claimed that she's supplying weapons to Onar.
I see. I shall gladly pay the bounty for that bastard. He is already as good as behind bars.
100, OK, to je docela fajn.
About the Thieves Guild.
Yes.
Vím něco novýho?
I'm
Něco
good.
novýho. Tak, ale teďka, pokud si to pamatuju správně, tak si všichni dozvěděj, že jsem bývalý trestanec a budou na mě za to naštvaný. To bude mít nehezký následky. Tak, týpek už zmizel.
Show me your way.
Aha, tak počkej, tak oni se mnou obchodujou.
Hey, you.
Počkej.
Show.
Aha, tak to je zvláštní, já jsem si myslel, že se mnou nebudou bavit. No, tak ještě se pokecám tady s tou Sárou.
There you are again.
Počkej, já si to ještě uložím. Pokud by mi dala na výběr nějaký
Canthar was trying
odměny.
to trick you and to get your booth for himself, but I've turned him over to the city guard.
Then you've made an enemy of a dangerous man. I've known the bastard for a long time, and he's always wanted my place for himself. Take this weapon as a token of my gratitude.
Jo, takže zbraň, OK. Pirátská šavle. Tak to se podívám. Ta je docela slušná, no. To je docela pěkná. Až na to, že nemám ani vůbec sílu na to, abych ji mohl použít. Já se ještě zaběhnu podívat do vězení, jestli si můžu pokecat s tím týpkem. Tak, tady máme vězení. Jo, tak to úplně, jak jsem to tady pootevíral, tak to vězení úplně nefunguje.
I warned you, but you wouldn't listen. We will discuss this later. Now get lost. I want to rest.
Hajzle. Tak. Tak a máš to. Tak jo, já jdu vrátit Alvinovi ten meč. Heleme se, nejsi náhodou ty Pablo? Nice. Tebe taky potřebuji sehnat.
What do you know about the bandits who robbed Hacken the merchant?
Oh, that matter. Don't remind me. As far as we know, they're responsible for a lot of the attacks on merchants. Those rats have crawled into their holes and don't dare come out again. Once we were able to track them down and follow them, but we broke off pursuit in the woods outside the city. There's too many beasts roaming around there. It's much too dangerous. But there's one more thing. A few of the stolen goods have shown up in Corinus.
This means that they know how they can smuggle the wares into town and sell them.
Yeah, we suspect they have a fence in the city, but we haven't been able to catch the guy yet. If you find out anything about the business, remember Lord Andre has posted a bounty for the fence.
OK, OK. Jo, on se nejmenuje Alvin. Aha. No, tak to je jedno, tady máš ten meč.
I've got your sword.
Ah, that's much better than fighting with an old stick.
Tak jo, a teď si jdeme zabojovat.
Hey, you. I want to fight.
I only fight from noon until... The fighting is only worth it if there are enough spectators who place bets. It's still too early. Come back later.
OK. No tak jo, tak já se stavím později, no. Tak já to tady asi proběhnu. A podívám se, co je tady. Počkejte, můžu si tady s někým pokecat? Ne? Měšťanka. Tak to asi nic. Jasně, tady to je nějaký sklad. Hlídaný sklad.
Hey, you got no business here, understand?
Who are you?
That's none of your business. I'm the boss here, okay?
The boss of what? Of those chests?
Hey, the storeroom was under my supervision, got it? So piss off, or else I'll bash in your skull.
OK, mizím. Ale počkej, sem bych se možná mohl podívat, ne? Jo, tak sem se sice podívat můžu, ale nic tam není, takže je to úplně jedno. Tak, tady doprava to už nikam dál nevede. Nicméně tady máme pána, co staví lodě.
What are you doing here?
I'm building a ship because I want to get out of here as fast as I can. But the way it looks right now, this ship will never be finished.
Pán je trochu paranoidní.
Why are you in such a hurry?
Soon the orcs will come and burn down the city.
What makes you think that?
Boy, have you noticed the paladins running around everywhere? Why do you think they're here? I tell you, they're here because the orcs will attack soon, and that won't be pretty.
Ale houby.
Why can't you finish your ship?
Oh, we have thousands of problems. The hull still isn't stable, and it's still missing a lot of boards. But I have hardly any gold left to buy new material with, and the last delivery had bugs in it. My boys don't work productively. One wants a fast ship above all else, the other one is worried about the figurehead. As if we didn't have more important things to do. Also, one of my people is simply not showing up for work anymore. I'm beginning to fear that this will delay the construction even more.
Tak nemáš začínat stavět loď, když na ní nemáš peníze, to je jednoduchý.
You're one worker short?
Yes. His name is Monty. He's vanished into thin air. That lazy pig is probably living the high life on a farm somewhere. I should never have paid him in advance.
No, a to je další chyba, proč nemáš peníze.
When was the last time you saw Monty?
He hasn't bothered to show up for work for at least 2 days.
I've heard that other people have gone missing too.
Just what I'm saying. That's where the evil starts. Farum the fisherman told me something similar. His buddy William is no longer around. I bet that the orcs are behind all this.
Spousta lidí mizí, no.
Where can I find this Farum?
He's a fisherman. I think that his hut is near the provision store of the paladins, but I don't know for sure.
That's all just gossip.
Can I help you somehow?
Yes, you can. Find out what the paladins are planning. I want to know why they're here. And I have to know if the orcs will attack and how far from the city they are. One of the bastards was even seen outside the city. Just bring me all the information you can get. I need to know how much time I have left to finish the boat.
Ten je úplně ve stresu, chudák.
What's going on at the harbor?
The orcs are breathing down our necks and you're asking about the harbor?
I only wanted to...
The biggest problem we have is that there aren't enough ships in the harbor to get us out of here. To be honest, there's only one ship here, and that belongs to the paladins. They certainly won't let us get out of here with that.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Na toho se zeptám. Nice, další level.
Yes?
Don't worry about him. The city guard is going to take care of him.
Good. If you find out more, let me know.
Neboj se.
I've got some information about the orcs.
Let's hear it.
They're stuck in the Valley of Mines, and it looks like they're going to stay there. To be on the safe side, the paladins are guarding the pass.
Good. If you find out more, let me know.
OK, takže tady můžu nahlásit věci a získat za to zkušenosti. To je docela fajn. Nedělá tady ten týpek náhodou mapy?
Hey!
What are you doing here?
My name is Brahim. I draw maps and sell them. Since you're new here, maybe you could use a map of the city? It's quite affordable and very useful until you know your way around.
To úplně nevím, jestli chci.
Is it true that some townspeople have simply vanished?
So I've heard, but I'm not sure whether it's really true. Just look around you. Does this rat hole look like the place where you want to spend your golden years? Small wonder that people are getting themselves out of here.
Show me your
Podíváme na jeho mapy. Jako mapa celého světa, tu bych si možná koupil, ale 250 je v tuhle chvíli pro mě moc. Mapu města ne, to je mi asi k ničemu, to si pamatuju, jak vypadá, ale mapu světa, no, to by se mi možná hodilo. Jack.
Oh, you
Kapitán Jack.
landlubber. Looks like you're stranded here. You look a bit pale around the gills. Never mind, my lad. All you need is a good stiff sea breeze.
That's really not my problem.
Co pak tady děláš?
What are you doing here?
Back when I was a young man, I went to sea and rode through many a big storm. No big deal, not at all. But that old tower came closest to what I call a home. I haven't been up there in ages.
Why not?
Ever since these scallywags took over my lighthouse, I haven't dared get closer to it than 20 feet. Really bad rabble, that. They're criminals from the Valley of Mind, you know. There was this big bang on the other side of the mountains, and they swarmed all over the land like flies. Now they're hiding out everywhere, even in my lighthouse. I think they're on the lookout for any ship they can raid. Ah, let them. Then at least they'd be out of my tower.
Do you come to town often?
I always say a town is only as good as its harbor. A harbor is the gate to the world. That's where everyone meets and where everything starts. Once the harbor goes to the dogs, the rest of the city will follow soon.
Tell me about the harbor.
The harbor of Corinus isn't what it used to be. There's nothing but riffraff hanging about. The ships don't come anymore, and trade is dead. This harbor's about to go under.
Tak proč neodejdeš, když to stojí za prd?
Nobody would take an old sea dog like me on his ship these days. Most people think that old Jack's got the gout in his rotten old bones.
And are they right?
Balderdash. Once I've got those planks beneath me feet again, I'll feel like a young whippersnapper.
Kolik mu asi tak může být let?
What do you mean by riffraff?
Look at them, the lazy rabble. Most of them don't even know what work is. All they do is drink all day and spend their last pay at the brothel. I tell you, stay away from them.
Why are the ships no longer coming?
They all say that once the war is over, everything will be like it used to be. That's a load of bilge water. I tell you, a sailor can see when a town's going downhill. A sailor feels that in his blood. And I can tell you, forget about this harbor. Its heyday's over.
Jo, nemůžu mu pomoct s těma banditama v tom majáku? Když se podívám na úkoly. Jo, můžu. Já mám vysloveně i úkol na to, tak jo. Ale to bude asi docela těžký. Tak, tady máme Larese.
What are you doing here?
Neviděli jsme se už? Ne.
Hey Lares, you old scoundrel, how did you get here?
I was able to escape to the Valley of Minds just in time, together with Lee and some of the other boys. You remember Lee, don't you?
Jasně, že jo.
Of course I remember Lee.
I got out of the colony with him then, just after the barrier was destroyed. He and his boys are now on the farm of Onar, the landowner. He made a deal with the farmer. He and his boys defend the farm, and Onar feeds them in return.
Tak mu povím, že mě poslal Vatras.
Vatras sent me. He told me to come to you when I needed help.
So you've already been to see Vatras? You must have made a lasting impression on him. Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered my name. Especially not since the matter with those missing people still hasn't been resolved. Tell me what you need.
Jo, tak to je hodně věcí. Tak začneme tady s tím.
Vatras gave me this ornament to bring to you. He said it is to be taken back.
Of course. It's up to me, as usual. I might have known. I'll have to walk halfway across the island to take it back to the water mages.
Udělám to za tebe.
I can take the ornament there for you.
I think I'd better take it there myself. But you could come with me. Only, I can't leave here at the moment. I need to keep an eye on the harbor.
Okay. A co tam
What
sleduješ?
exactly do
Co
you
tady
do
děláš?
here at the harbor?
I can't talk about that.
Aha,
Vatras
okay.
would have my head.
Víc se známe, tyjo.
I must talk to the paladins by any means.
What do you want from them?
They've got a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos. I must have it.
And you think they'll give it to you? You'll never get into the upper end of town.
Myslíš, jo?
So what's your business with Vatras?
Nothing's ever gonna change that.
I've got this little agreement with the water mages, you see.
What kind of an agreement?
We work for them, and they see to it that our past in the penal colony doesn't get us into trouble.
You're talking about the Ring of Water?
You've heard of it?
Vatras told me about it.
You might have mentioned that right away.
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
The ring is to the water mages what the paladins are to the fire magicians. But, unlike the paladins, we operate in the background. The ring is a mighty weapon in the battle against the dangers that threaten the people of Corinus. But this only works as long as we keep the identity of all those secret who belong to the Ring of Water. So keep this to yourself.
Sure.
OK, nebudu o tom mluvit. Ty bláho, tady je věcí, na co se můžu zeptat.
Do you know anything about a thieves guild in town?
The questions you ask. Of course, there's a thieves guild here, just like in every big city. And every petty pickpocket or fence is probably connected to it somehow.
Who says things like that?
Aha.
These are bad times.
Do you know where I can find the thieves guild?
No offense, but even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you anything. These people usually react very sensitively to things like that. If you want to get involved with them, you should be very careful.
Dobrá. Tak
Tell
se
me
zeptáme
more
na
about
to.
Lee and his mercenaries.
What do you want to know?
I can't take care of everything for
How do I find the landowner's farm?
It's quite simple. You leave the seaport by the east gate and then follow the path towards the east. I can take you there if you want.
Jo, on mě tam může vzít? Já, tak to co fajn, jo.
Tell me more about the mercenaries.
Well, if you're as tough as you were back then, you shouldn't have any problems with them. Most of them are ruffians, and if you can't stand up to them, you won't get far. If you're squeamish, you don't have a chance of joining them.
Já jsem tvrdák.
Why
jako
aren't
v
you
prvním
with Lee
díle.
and his mercenaries?
But I am, just not on the farm. You could say I'm our outpost in the city. We don't want the ship to sail without us.
And it's gonna get even worse.
What ship were you talking about?
It's on the open sea harbor, behind the cliffs. Lee and a few of his people really want to get away from here.
Someone's gotta do the work.
But that could take a while.
Why?
You'd better ask Lee about that. If you meet him, he's got plans.
You don't say.
Tak jo. Můžeš mě něco naučit?
Can you teach me something?
Sure. I can help you become stronger and more dexterous if you like.
Tak jo, takže síla a obratnost.
Do you know why the paladins are here?
Nobody knows for sure. Lots of people think it's because of the orcs, but I think there's another reason. It probably has something to do with the old penal colony.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Co bych ještě zmínil?
It's gonna get.
Tak zkusíme to.
Vatras said you could help me join a community.
Getting tired of being the underdog, are you? All right, I see your point. I can exert my influence with the mercenaries if you want to join Lee. And I'm sure we can find a way to get you into the monastery soon. But the easiest thing would certainly be for you to join the militia. Which community do you prefer?
Jako já bych chtěl zkusit ty mágy, no, tak zkusím se zeptat na mágy.
I bet Vatras didn't foresee that, or he wouldn't have sent you to me. Joining the monastery is expensive. Those boys won't even let you in unless you pay them a tribute. And the only one who could do anything about that is Vatras himself. You had better talk to him again about this.
Jo, ale že bych ušetřil na tom vstupu k těm mágům, to by bylo docela fajn. Zkusíme tohle ještě.
About those missing people. Tell me what you know.
The first was William, one of the fishermen here in Corinus. One day he simply didn't return. At first we thought that one of those sea monsters out there had eaten him in his boat for breakfast. But not too long afterwards, other people started disappearing from the town and the surroundings. Pretty random events, though. Everyone's at a loss so far. The way it looks, we'll just have to wait until we finally stumble across a clue.
These are bad times. Say.
Isn't this a case for the militia?
The militia is pretty useless if you ask me. They're never going to clear this up. The missing people have just vanished into thin air.
Tak lidi mizí, je to stále divnější a divnější.
About I want to join the ring of water.
That's fine with me. But the decision about whether you will be accepted or not lies with the water mages alone.
Aha. To je vysloveně možnost, aha.
What's it like to belong to the ring?
We are very different from the usual communities you can join here in Khorinis. Once you're one of us, we're not going to ask anything of you that you are not ready to do. The only thing we truly require of you is to keep quiet. We work in secret and do not want to let outsiders know who our members are. We shall keep an eye on you. Everything else remains to be seen.
Tam se mi líbilo, jak to bylo napsaný. Jediný, co chceme, aby zdržel hubu.
What did you do to impress the water mages?
I protected them for a long time when we were still living with the barrier, and they have plenty of reason to be grateful to me.
I see.
OK. Tak a co kdybych se tě zeptal o pomoc?
I need your help.
And what exactly were you thinking of?
Peníze, zbraň, brnění. No, jako zbraň asi ne. Co kdyby zkusil tohle?
What about some better armor?
Mateo sells armor, but he'll probably charge you an arm and a leg for it. There is a way you could get it cheaper, though, if you don't mind pulling a fast one on the militia.
What do you mean?
There's a storage area next to Mateo's house, but all the merchandise has been confiscated by the militia. Go to Zurus at the marketplace and get yourself a sleeping spell. Then you send the guards off to Dreamland. I'm sure you'll find some decent armor among Mateo's stock.
To by bylo co super, tyjo.
I need some money.
Don't we all? Sorry, but I have none to give you. But Lamar, the moneylender, still owes me a favor. Go to him and borrow whatever money you need. I'll take care of the rest. You'll find Lamar in the Harbor District, where it borders on the lower part of town.
Tak to je super, další peníze zdarma, to si tam hnedka zajdu. Tak jo, tak jdeme teďka jakoby cestou zpátky. Ještě tady ten, co mi bude chtít mluvit, jasně.
What do you want here? Are you headed for the tavern?
To nevím. Zkusím tohle.
Yes, do you mind?
You've got no business here, runt.
OK.
Are you trying to make trouble for me?
Sure, I'm a master at making trouble. So defend yourself.
Aha, OK. Tak se jdeme mlátit. Ty vole, tak ten...
What you waiting for? Yeah, that's the ticket. What you waiting for?
Tohle je hodně těsný.
What you waiting for?
Ty vole.
Not bad at all.
Nice, ty vole. Ale dobrý, takhle dokážu umlátit asi hodně lidí. Tak, hajzle, jeden, tyjo. Člověk se tady chce jenom projít a hnedka mě začnou mlátit. Tak, já se tady mezi tím zajdu pro ty peníze. Co týpek dluží tomu Laresovi. Schválně, kolik mi dá?
Lend me some money.
Sure, how much would you like? I charge 20%.
Když zkusím 200.
200 gold coins.
That's a lot of money. I'll see you here again tomorrow, and the money too. Understand?
Počkej, a budu to teda muset splatit, anebo ne? Když ten Lares tvrdil, že si od něj můžu půjčit a o zbytek se postará on.
Do you always throw your money at people like that?
Don't worry, you'll be back. Otherwise, I'll find you and kill you. It's that simple. You've got such a distinctive mug that it wouldn't take long for me to find you. So don't even think about playing around with me.
OK. No... Jako já si ty peníze od něj teda nechám, jo, ale... Doufám, že ten Lares to jako za mě zatáhne. Já se tady vyspím. Ještě počkej, on nebude chtít ty peníze teďka, ne ještě. Ne, ještě nechce, nice. Jdeme si pokecat s tím bodyguardem.
All right, you win. What do you want?
Co chce?
You know your way about the harbor, don't you?
Sure thing. Why?
How interesting. He simply talks too much.
What kind of rumors are floating about?
Around here, we don't like people who ask too many questions. Especially not if they're strangers.
Someone's got to do the work.
Yep, tak to mě asi moc
Why don't I see any militia?
They don't dare come in here. We take care of things ourselves.
Things like that.
How's the shipping traffic?
The only ship that's come here recently is the Paladin's ship. It's over there behind the rocky ridge to the southwest.
OK. Tak tady si ještě pokecám s prodavačkou.
You look a little worse for wear. Haven't slept in a long time, have you?
Too long, I should say.
Come on, step closer. With me, you'll find what you're looking for.
Jo, a co hledám?
You said that you've got what I need. Does that include information?
But of course, what is it you want to know?
OK.
How interesting.
Are there any other traders here at the harbor?
If you keep to the left at the quay, you'll find Helvor, my husband. He sells fish. On the other side, there's Brahim, the cartographer.
That's what I've always said.
I won't tell her.
Do you know anyone from the upper quarter?
If I knew anyone up there, I wouldn't be standing here, my boy. That's not what my husband thinks.
Co je tady k vidění?
What interesting things are there to see around the harbor?
Well, if you're looking for some action, you can go down to Cardiff's Inn at the quay. There's always something brewing there.
These are bad
You can
times.
hardly miss it. The guy standing by the entrance there will certainly draw your attention to it. Besides that, there's the large ship of the Paladins, the King's stately war galley. That one's really worth seeing. You'll find it if you keep left at the quay and then pass under the high rock face. I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Tak ještě
Has
tady
anything
poslední
exciting happened
věc.
lately?
You could say so. It wasn't that long ago. A thief ran by here. He must have stolen a bow in the lower part of the city. Of course, the militia came here way too late, like always. He got away from them, just jumped into the harbor, and he was gone.
Zajímavý.
Show me your ware.
Jo, tak paní tady prodává jenom nějaký kousky jídla.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Jo, tady už jsem byl. Tam se zajdu podívat. Já se tady zajdu podívat do té hospody. Chceš ty?
I haven't got time to chat with you. Talk to Cardiff if you want information.
Aha, OK. Tak jo, nějaký info?
Hey, you! How are things?
If you want something to drink, you'll have to order it.
Co nějaký informace?
I bet you overhear a lot of things.
So what's that to you?
I've always got an open ear for news.
You don't say.
Have you got your purse open then? Every piece of information I give you will cost 10 gold pieces.
OK, to není tolik.
Can't keep anything to himself.
A co kdybych mu zkusil jakože ne, jako 5 zlaťáků?
I'll give you no more than 5 for your information.
What? 5 gold pieces? Are you trying to ruin me? Let's make it 7.
Co kdybych to ještě zkusil víc, ještě
No,
dáme
it
6.
doesn't work that way. Let's say 6.
You're a scoundrel, you know that? Well, if you insist, let's say 6 gold pieces for each piece of
Nice.
information.
Další ušetřený peníze. Tak
I
jo.
need information. Who counts among the influential citizens in this town?
You won't find anyone down here at the harbor. The only powerful man here is Lamar. The moneylender is not very popular, but he has gold, and other influential citizens owe him money. The merchants and craftsmen also have a lot of influence. Too much, if you ask me.
No,
Who's
to
in
všechno
debt to
dluží.
Lamar?
If you want to know that, you should take a look in his ledger. Only it might be pretty difficult to do that without him noticing. As far as I know, he always carries it with him.
Ta by se mi docela hodila, tyjo.
What do you know about the missing citizens?
All I know is that some people have vanished during the last few days. It's especially bad down here at the harbor, they say. Maybe you should ask around here a bit. There were some cases in the lower part of the city, too. If you want to know more, you should talk to Corrigan.
That's an open
A to je kdo
He has
zase?
his tavern in the lower part of town, and he's likely to hear a thing or two.
Jo,
Halvor,
už
the
vím, kdo
fish
to je,
merchant
už
down
vím.
by the quay, might know something too. Many people frequent him.
OK.
Who can teach me something here?
There are a few competent people here in the harbor district. Carl the blacksmith is a sturdy fellow. I'll bet he can show you how to get stronger. Ulrich knows a lot about fighting, and Laris is a cunning rogue. He's down here at the harbor sometimes as well. And if you're crazy enough to go see old Ignaz, he knows all about Almich potions.
Where can I find all these people?
Oh, boy, the king will have won his war against the orcs before I've done explaining that to you. Just look around the harbor district and you're bound to find them. And if you don't know your way about, go to Braham and buy yourself a map. He's easy to find. His hut is right next to my tavern. I should have charged double for that one.
Za to jsem si měl účtovat
Where can I
účtovat
find
dvojnásobek.
work? You're not likely to find work down here at the harbor. You need to go to the craftsman in the lower part of town for that. But if you wield a decent blade, you could go challenge Ulrich. He fights for gold behind the warehouse.
Jo, to je fakt, tam se ještě zajdu.
Is there any special work to be had around here where I could make some quick money?
Something special, you say?
Nenápadně.
Go talk to Nagur then. Maybe he can help you.
Tak jo, nice. Čemu můžeš
Got
se
anything
zeptat?
special for me to do?
I've got something for you, but that
nice.
should only interest you if you're a man of versatile talents.
Jistě, že
What have
jsem.
you got?
Well, Zorus, the potion vendor in the marketplace, currently has a guest, Darren the fire magician.
And?
He had a new chest made specially for him by Thorben the carpenter. They say that this Darren has bought a bunch of valuable stuff with him. But you didn't hear that from me, understand?
OK, to je zajímavý.
I need...
Tak, ještě se podívám, co má k pití. Víceméně nic zajímavého. Tak jo, tak si tady ještě popovídám s tímhle týpkem.
Cardiff says you may have a job for me.
Well, well. So you're looking for a special job. Okay. But we play by my rules, understood?
What does that mean?
That means you do what I say and you get a third of the profits. If you don't like it, then there's no job.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Co kdybych
We're
zkusil
business
takhle
partners,
ještě?
so it's 50-50.
Okay. I thought I'd give it a shot. Of course we'll
Hajzl
split our
jeden.
profits fairly.
All right, what's your plan?
You know the merchant Baltram, don't you? If not, it's time you talk to him. This Baltram has a messenger who supplies him with goods from Akil's farm.
These are bad.
That is, he had a messenger. Until I cut his throat.
Oh.
And now Baltram has to get a new one, and that will be you. Your job is to get hired by Baltram and fetch the delivery from Akil.
Go away.
You bring it to me, and then I'll sell it on to an interested customer. He'll fork over a tidy little sum for it.
That's an open secret.
And just don't try selling the stuff yourself. Have you got all that?
OK. Kolik z toho
How much will
kápne?
the profit be?
I can't say exactly, but I estimate around 400 gold
Who
pieces.
says things like that?
To není špatný.
Where is Akil's farm?
Leave the city by the east gate. That's directly on the marketplace.
He had better shut up.
If you follow the road to the right, you'll soon come to a few steps cut into the rock. Go up there, and you'll come to Akil's farm.
Kdy si s ním mám promluvit? To asi
When
jedno
should I
nekdy.
talk to Baltram?
You can go right away. He should know by now that his messenger won't be showing up anymore.
Someone's gonna do the work.
Sprostý smích. To je co? Sprostý smích.
Where can I find Baltram?
He has his stall in the marketplace.
OK.
Well then, I'm all set.
Good. Then get on your way.
Don't tell this to anyone.
But if you try to cheat me, you'll soon be every bit as dead as the messenger. Don't forget.
And he works all day
To
too.
se neboj, to já ti nepodvedu. Nicméně tady si toto video opět ukončíme. Původně jsem si myslel, že stihnu v tomto díle už pokecat se všema lidma z města, ale ještě několik jich zbývá. Takže to dokončíme v dalším díle a příště se už vydáme i mimo město. Takže já doufám, že se vám dnešní díl líbil, i když byl opět takový ukecaný, ale to ty první díly vždycky jsou, než se všema seznámím. Pokud se vám ale i tak dnešní díl líbil, tak budu rád, když mi to dáte vědět do komentářů, dáte like a odběr se zvonečkem. Díky za sledování a uslyšíme se zase další sobotu. Zatím se mějte a čau.